Okay, that's very, very loud, but hello everybody and welcome to another edition of FRL here in Tier 1. As you can see, we've got a very, very full grid here, or 19 drivers at the moment. So we're going to be in for what I assume will be some very good racing. Let's have a look. Who have we got here? So let me have a look at the championship standings. Last time I checked, the championship leader was no, Sugar. Is he here? If I see the name, I would remember, but I'll have a look. I don't know if he's actually racing. Here we are. So the standings after round 6. Oh, so Namsco is no longer going to actually be in the championship. That's a shame. So then it will be Kasizu that will take over the championship lead, and Terror Racer behind by 14 points. So we watch out for that. I'm not too sure if Will is here. He may not be here. So yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have Terror. I think Terror Racer is here. No, he's not here. So the top 2 in the championship that are here today, Sylvan and Kasizu. We'll watch out for those guys. But Yannick getting his first win of the season at Monza last week. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened at Monza as I wasn't here to commentate. But I'm sure Belgium will, this generally does bring up some pretty good racing. So I'm sure we'll be in for a very, very good session here as the drivers ready up. Possibly be in for some rain, you never know. Obviously, I'm sure you will know what happened in the real life race, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see some type of weather around the circuit. So the session about to get underway. Actually, wait, I probably need to wait a bit. And it looks dry. Okie dokie, where's my charger, just to make sure that this is all alright. Alright. So dry tires, put all the cars, signifying it will most likely be a dry start. I wonder if everybody comes out in softs, that might tell us that there may be some rain at some point in the qualifying session. As Chapelele, I don't know how to say that. We'll go with Chapelele. Alfa Romeo, very, very nice looking car, by the way, on this game. Is going to be the first man out on the track. So we've got one man on the medium tires. I think I want to change the game sound, actually. I think it's a bit loud. I'm not sure if there's anybody's here that can hear, but I think the game sound is a bit loud, so we'll turn that down a bit. Actually, the master volume is only on 6. I think that's That should be alright. That should be okay. So we're right on board with the Alfa Romeo driver as he comes through Eau Rouge and Radion, about to bomb down towards the end of the first sector. This will, or unless he invalidates, this will be the first lap time on the board. So he's going to set the benchmark for the rest of the 18 drivers to follow. And it's a 30.3 first sector, not too bad. Takes the first part of that chicane pretty okay. Probably would have preferred to have done it a bit better. Downhill braking, very easy to lock the front right, and he does a little bit. But you don't really need to follow the apex around the corner. You can miss it and square it off a bit, and he's going to invalidate, and he does on the exit there. You can see it coming from before it happened. So we've got Davey, who's also invalidated. We've got the Aston Martin of Kyle Scarrett, the third man on the track, on a lap. It looks like all cars are out on the track except for the Alpine of FRO Ron and FRO Robin. We'll watch Kyle Scarrett as he's coming through the middle sector. Very difficult middle sector to get correct. All it really takes is one missed braking point and you will lose a large amount of time, especially going into this right-left chicane there. Again, another downhill braking, easy to go wide and invalidate. He does keep it well within bounds. So we'll watch him as he's coming down now the back straight. Coming towards the bus stop chicane. Interesting techniques you can use here. Some people choose to keep it in gear 3, others go down into 2. He does go into gear 2 and he'll short shift very quickly up into gear 3, open DRS and come across the start finish line. It's going to be the first lap of the session. It's a 1:42.8. There's quite a few cars following behind. I wonder how many are currently on laps. There's a Red Bull of Michalizzi about to start a lap, and an Alfa Romeo, I've got my tongue twisted a little bit there, and a Ferrari about to come across the line also, as Casizzle goes on provisional pole for 141.9. That will most likely be the benchmark for all the other drivers to follow, as we've got Gerald Striff coming through the final corner on medium tyres. He's going to set a 143.8. He'll probably get rid of those mediums fairly quickly and put on a set of softs. As we've got both Mercedes drivers also coming into the final sector, as Sylvain goes P2, 6 tenths down on Casizzle. His teammate Aiden coming through the final corner, but he's invalidated his lap time. And we had an Alpine, I believe that was Jerome, coming across the line, and he set a 44.0, so he'll look to go again. We've got a Haas in the final sector. It looks like it's Yannick, the race winner from last week. So can he improve on that? He's currently invalidated his lap time, so he won't improve at the moment. I wonder if he's looking to set a banker, because it looks like he's still pushing. And nevertheless, it's a 42.5 for him, so he's got some type of delta at least that will help him later on in the session. Chapelele is invalidated again, so he's on his way into the box, as we've got Williams, I believe, coming through the final corner. No, what is that? You see that? It was a Williams. Blue Racer, he's not a very good lap time though, so he might look to go again. Michalizzi coming into the final chicane, a little car just up ahead. Doesn't look like he got in the way at all. He'll get on his way and will set his first lap time of 143.3. And I need to get the stream up so I can see the comments. Who's that? Crin on his way into the pits. Anybody else? Yeah, there's still quite a few drivers out on track, but is anybody on a lap at the moment? There's an AlphaTauri coming into the final chicane, and it's not Robin, but it was his teammate. He's coming into the box, but Robin is on a lap. He's got quite a few cars up ahead though. I wonder if he might get caught up in the braking zone. About 3 cars coming through the bus stop chicane at the moment. Yellow flags being waved. Somebody's probably run out of fuel. Robin coming into the final chicane and on his way to the start finish line. It's probably going to be a 143, and it is a 143.7 for FRO Robin. So Casizo's still well clear out in front. I wonder who's going to be the man to challenge him. Quite a few invalidated laps on the first attempts there. Still a long way to go in this qualifying session, 10 minutes. So that'll probably be about 2 laps for the drivers. And let me get the stream up. Michelizi's making his way back into the box. Is anybody on the lap? It doesn't look like it at the moment. So we've got a McLaren on an out lap, so he'll probably be the next man. Here we are. Wait, how are you guys racing? I'm kicked out of the session. What? What? Do you want me to invite you back, Sunset? I'm pretty sure I've got you on my friends list. Have you got an invite? Check. Okay, I'm in. Oh, he's in. Okay, so who are we watching? Blue Racers on the lap, but he's gone wide. Looks like Robbins is coming into the box. So it's quite a few cars on their out laps. Blue Racer improving by 8 seconds. A lap time that still I don't think will be quick enough for the top 9, but we'll wait and see what he does do. Taking the inside curb there, very, very risky business, as you could very easily lose the rear end, but he's gonna very heavy on the brakes. Is he gonna come into the box? Yes, he is. And Jerome is out of the session. Looks like he's crashed in the middle sector. We'll see if we can catch it on board the Haas of Yannick. Very, very, it looks like it's a very easy place to DNF on the right hand side. It's probably lost, yeah, there you go, on the inside. He's lost the rear on the curb most likely, and that would have put him out of qualifying. A lot of guys starting their laps. I think we'll ride on board with Phoenix. It looks like he's on his lap. We'll wait to see his middle sector time. He's got a car up ahead. Now he's going slowly. I feel like we want to have a look at Casizo, who's coming through the first set, and he's improving by a tenth. So we'll look to see if anybody's a bit later on in the lap. As Chapelele gets out of shape on the first sector. So it looks like the next man to set a lap will be Casizo. So we'll watch his up on board. He's currently on provisional pole by 6/10 of a second. Can he extend that advantage that he has? Very interesting line that he has there. And he's taken all, and he's lost the rear on the curb. It's a very, very interesting line he had, staying on the, keeping a tyre on the Astro. Might have to try that myself. He stays out of the way of the McLaren driver of Davey, who's definitely on the lap, as you can see, throwing it in to the first part of that chicane, really making the apex nice and keeping it in bounds just about. He's going to throw it into the right, and he's going to go off the track though. Is he going to make it valid? Yes, he just about manages to cheat the system. Codemaster's great game, but still a lap for Davey is on the cards. We'll look to see if anybody's improving up ahead. It doesn't look like anybody's improving. I think Sylvan has gone P2. Well, no, he hasn't. He was already P2. So we'll watch Davey coming into the final chicane. How late is he going to be on the brakes? He's going to hit that first apex perfectly. Or he's going to spit him out wide. He might invalidate. He keeps on, but he would have lost quite a bit of time in that final chicane. It's a 143.7 for the McLaren driver. And Ginger's going slowly. Looks like quite a few cars are struggling. As we see that, we go on board with Yannick, and he puts it in the barrier. Fortunately, he's still in the session. Really heating up those rears. And another, oh wow, So that's twice I've seen that line. To be fair, I've not done Belgium too much myself. Who's that's improved? Is that now AlphaTauri? It might have been Gerald Swift who's improved. Gerald Swift goes P3. I think his teammate Robin just went up into P9. Aiden pushing the boundaries at the moment. He's on a purple middle sector, so looking good for him after he almost spun out at some point in that middle sector. So maybe that's his Codemasters, but we'll wait and see what it brings up. As there's a few cars up ahead. I believe one of them would be Yannick, so I don't think he's on a lap, no. So we'll see what the Mercedes driver can do. Currently in P17 without a lap time on the board. He gets it in nicely. And he's about to come across the line. It looks like it's going to be a good lap time. It's a 142.4. It's P2. So we've got both Mercedes doing a 142.4. Currently in P2 and P3 behind the man that's still on provisional pole, Sizzle. He'll still look to improve his lap time. There's a little bit of time there for him. Oh, and he's actually going again, but he's invalidated. And he's improving by a 10th and a half. So still quite a lot of time there for the championship leader, as an Alpine is glitched. He's been disqualified. Not sure what was going on there. We'll watch Ginger as he does a 13.9 middle sector. He's not done a lap yet, so this will be critical for him, especially with 4 minutes left on the board. He'll want to get some type of banker lap down. I hope I've not missed anybody setting lap times. I don't think I have. Sunset up into P6 on a 143.0. So we'll watch Ginger. Let's see if he can challenge the guys at the top at the moment. He manages to get it in very, very nicely, and also not too much wheel spin, and he goes up into P2. So the gap now in front only 4 tenths, as Robin also improved to go P6. We've got an AlphaTauri's teammate, but he's coming into the box. A Ferrari of Sunset who's run out of fuel. Michalizzi who's going slowly. I believe that's Blue Racer. Yeah, I don't think he's on a lap either. If he is, it's not a great one. Oh, he's on a lap and he's about to come across the line, and it's P14 still for the Williams driver. We've got a couple guys out of the session. It looks like Yannick might have actually retired. So that's a shame for the man that's won the last race. There's yellow flags again in the final sector, and it's Michalizzi. I think he's run out of fuel also. So, as Simba's absolutely massacred the final corner to get into the box. It will be a bit of a mission to get another lap for these guys. It looks like it might be the end of the qualifying session for Ginger. I don't think he'll make it back in time. He's also run out of fuel. Timing around this track is very, very important, very critical to how many laps you want to get in qualifying. One moment. So Chapelele getting very out of shape there at the beginning of the middle sector. Let's see what lap time he can do. He's still yet to put a lap on the board, the Alfa Romeo driver. This will most likely be his last lap unless he's fueled up enough for 2 and he does abandon, and Ginger retires as he's not going to get another lap in time. We've got cars on the way out of the pits. The man on provisional pole currently making his way up to Eau Rouge, and it looks like Chapelele's abandoned the lap, and we've got more guys retiring as they're probably either realizing that there's not enough time left. It looks like Robin's actually DNF'd. No, he's retired in the pits. So we have a look. Is anybody on the lap? Yes, we've got Krin here on the lap, and also Kyle Scout up ahead. I think we'll go on board with the Aston Martin driver as he is ahead on the circuit. What can he do? Can he challenge his teammate for pole position today, as the seconds are ticking down in qualifying? So this will be everybody's final lap. What has he got in store after setting a good first lap time? This lap time of 1:42.8 put him in the top 3 at the start of the session. He didn't manage to get a second lap in, but what can he do here with only 55 seconds remaining in qualifying? Some very vital corners to go. Can he hook it up nicely enough? That looks very, very sweet. We'll see what the middle sector time says when he comes across the line. Can he keep it in bounds on the exit? Yes, he can, and he's not improving. He's matched his middle sector time. So as he comes down the straight, we'll have a look at Kreen as there's a spin out, and Kreen spun out. He's improving by just under a tenth, and unfortunately for him, that is the end of his qualifying session. But Kyle Scarrett has still got a corner to manoeuvre. It's going to be the bus stop chicane. Can he find some time in this final sector to improve his current position of P7? He's got some traffic up ahead. I wonder if he might get a little slipstream. It doesn't look like he will, but will he improve? No, he does improve his lap, but he stays in P7. So we'll have a look to see who else is on the track, because Sizzle's coming around the final corner to start his lap. I wonder if he'll get across in time. Yes, just about, with 5 seconds to go. There's a Williams driver, a blue racer coming to the final chicane. He's 2 tenths up. Can he find his way up into the top 10, currently on a 1:44.2? He needs a bit more time than that if he wants to. No, he doesn't. He goes up into P13. Not enough for the top 10. Michalizzi slowing down on the back straight. We've got Zach, who's not set a lap time, and he won't set a lap time, so he'll start P18. We'll watch Casizo as he's about to come across the first sector time. Can he improve on his current lap time of 1:41.9? He's improving by a tenth. So we'll look down the grid to see what his challenges are doing. And Sylvain is up by 3 tenths in the middle sector, so it could be pole position for the Mercedes man if he can find any more time in this final sector. You've got cars coming through the middle sector. It looks like there's an Aston Martin getting out of the way of a Red Bull there, as Casizo's also coming through the middle sector. So we'll watch this on board Sylvain going into the bus stop chicane. Can he make it stick? Heavy on the brakes, and he holds it in gear 2, manages to control the lockups, and he does get a good exit. Could it be pole position for the Mercedes driver? Yes, it is. It's provisional pole. But will anybody have anything to say about that? Sunset coming through the final chicane also. He's improving by 3 tenths. It most probably won't be enough for pole, but can he improve his position? He goes up into P6. Kyle Scarrett and Casizo has slowed down, and that looks like it is going to be pole position for the Mercedes driver. He's managed to pull it out of the bag on the last lap. It doesn't look like anybody else is improving. Davy's going to jump into the pits. Blue Racers finish. Chapelele doesn't start any higher than P15. He had a horrible qualifying. His first lap being a 2 minute and 1 second .3. So not a good qualifying for him. But for Sylvain, it's pole position at Belgium. Casizo will most likely be disappointed. He had a few opportunities where he was improving on the lap, but he just didn't manage to pull it off. So we've got Mercedes 1-4 with FRO Ginger creeping into the top 3 there also on a 1:42.3. The top 4 covered by 4 tenths of a second. And that brings an end to the qualifying session here. I think we're just probably going to wait for the game to time out. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the game to time out. No surprises there. So whilst we digest what happened in qualifying, we'll have a look at Sylvain's current position in the championship. So Sylvain currently in P5. He's yet to take a victory. He's had 1 podium on the second race of the season in Abu Dhabi. So this could potentially be his first win. It depends on what his pace is like, but you can see the standings there. You've got Sylvain, Casizo and Ginger in the top 3. Aiden P4 in the Mercedes. Gerald Striff in the Alpha Tauri P5. Sunset, FRO Robin, Kyle Scarrett, Michalizzi and Simbalix rounding out the top 10. Simbalix managing to get into the top 10 on the medium tyres, so good job for him. I wonder how much that could help him, because you don't really like starting in P10. It's probably the worst position to start on the track, but because he's on the mediums, it should be right. As Blue Racer says, turn 1 is going to be messy. Yeah, it may well be messy. We'll have to wait and see about that. Have a quick look at the sector times. Oh boy, this will be interesting. Yeah, I don't doubt it will. 1 second. So, as you can see, got a few cars. Oh, and there's already disqualifications. Wow. We've got a few cars that have chosen to go for the soft tyres outside the top 10, interestingly enough. Crane, Blue Racer, and Phoenix choosing to go for the softs. Everybody else outside the top 10 on the mediums, obviously including Simbalix. Above that, you've got everybody starting on the soft tyres. So I'm sure we've got an interesting race in store. So, with Namsco no longer participating in FRO this season, the real question is who is going to challenge Casizzle. We have not got Gwil here this evening, therefore his main contenders are not present, but who can accept the challenge and really throw the gauntlet down and take it to the Aston Martin driver who's starting on the front row but in P2 today. He's got some company behind him with Ginger and Aiden on row 2. Obviously Sunset will be one to watch out for, and Kyle Scarrett. If their tyres are cold, they may get a very, very messy start, so you have to watch out for that all the way back in P6 and P8. Of course, the guys starting outside the top 10 on the soft tyres, they're also going to be a great danger because they will have an advantage in the very, very early stages of this race. So we'll watch out for Phoenix down in P16. But as the cars line up on the grid, I'm sure we'll have a very great race here today. It's going to be interesting. ERS will be very important, probably more important than tyre wear, and consistency as always. So as the final cars line up on the grid and the lights are about to get on their way, there we go. And I can't see the lights, but it doesn't matter. But there you go. 3 lights, 4 lights, it's 5 lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. We've got Casizzle on the right and Sylvan on the left. It looks like Ginger's got a good start. He's going to go to the inside. Casizzle covers, and he actually goes up the inside, and he's going to go into P1. Yes, he does. He makes it stick. But they're going to go side by side into Old Rouge. We'll watch it on board. Ginger and Sylvan used a bit of his ERS and gives him a little squeeze, but they managed to stay away from each other. This is going to be very, very important for this race, as DRS and breaking that DRS is going to be key to victory. It looks like Casizzle's going to go for a move, but Ginger might get a massive slingshot himself in P3, and he's going to go to the left. Surely that's not the best move, and Casizzle doesn't go around the outside. He thinks better of it, and there's some movement down in P9 and P10. And also down below, it looks like somebody's spun out. It's Ron. It looks like something's starting to Ron, FRO Ron. And Zach has spun out also at the chicane, and there's a virtual safety car. So no changes at the top. We'll have a quick look at the position changes. No changes in the top 5. Sunset lost the position. And you can see Simbalix lost quite a few positions. The man that started on the medium, so unfortunately for him the strategy has not paid off. I wonder if there's anybody with damage back there. Hopefully not for their sakes, as the timers are fixing themselves. So we've got a virtual safety car. We'll watch the guys out in front. We'll see, hopefully nobody gets a drive-through penalty. We'll see who can take advantage of the virtual safety car and potentially get the jump on this straight leading up to the bus stop chicane, as it looked like for a second the virtual safety car was ending, but there we go. Let's safety car ending, and it looks like Casizzle's the man on the move. Is he going to go for a move up the inside? He's having a look, but oh, when he goes to the outside, he throws him the little dummy, and he thinks better of putting this car in that little wedge, and he's going to have to hold P2 for now. But FRO Ginger really sniffing some opportunities here, currently in P3. Michelitsi's managed to get past Sunset. It looks like Sunset's made a little mistake, and he's got Crin on his way. Crin's going to throw up the inside, and he goes for the move, and he makes it stick. They're going to make a little bit of contact, but fortunately, there's no harm done. As there's 5 drivers into the box, including Chapelele. They're all going for the hard tyres. It looks like they must have some type of damage. Yeah, you've got the Alpine there missing a front wing completely, whereas in the top 3, still covered by 5/10 of a second. It looks like this is going to go all the way down to DRS. It looks like guys are just being patient. That is probably the best way to run this race. You don't want to overcomplicate things by throwing your nose up the inside and losing some of your wing. As still the timings are updating, but we've got a battle here as Michelizi wants to close the gap to the top 6 as there's yellow flags coming out of the pit lane. And it looks like something's gone on there, but at the same time, it looks like the McLaren of Phoenix and Kyle Scarrett also having a little battle. I wonder if somebody's made contact. Yeah, because the McLaren's got some damage on the left end plate, quite a lot of damage actually, so he will have to come into the box as there's more yellow flags. It's an Alfa Romeo that is off, and it's Crin, unfortunately for him. So he's going to drop further down as Aiden's made a mistake. Wow, so spinners everywhere. It looks like Aiden may have just managed to keep his front wing okay. Hopefully he's got no side pod damage. But the man that was in the top 5 after a great qualifying session is now out of the top 10. You can see he's really struggling with those tyres overheating, but I can't really see the gaps at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. But we've got Sunset on the back of Michelizi. I wonder if something's gone on here, as Michelizi was a bit further clear, and it looks like Sunset's going to go for a move, as unfortunately Yannick retires from the race, and that might be a safety car. Sunset goes around the outside, and that's a great move by the Ferrari driver. I wonder if anybody's going to come into the box. Some soft runners might take advantage of this virtual safety car. Yep, you've got a few cars coming into the pits. Kyle Scarrett also making his way into the box. Will the McLaren of Phoenix do the same? Yes, he follows suit. Aiden continues round. I wonder if pitting there may have been a better option, as Chapelele retires from the session on the exit. Wow. So a lot going on here. Surely that would be a safety car. That's 2 cars retired in the same lap. As Crin gets a 5-second time penalty. You can really, and there we go. We are on the way. I don't believe anybody got a penalty from that note. Fortunately, no drive users. Michelizi and Sunset still battling each other for P6 at the moment. But we'll follow this battle in the top 3, still covered by the top 3 within a second of each other. Ginger looks like he's falling back a little bit, and there's more yellow flags. It's Davey, who looks like he's spun out. I wonder if he's got some damage from that. He's rejoining, and the yellow flag still being waved in sector 2. So a lot going on here in the first 3 laps at Belgium. You've got Blue Racer and Kyle Scarrett on the hard tyres. They probably took advantage of that virtual safety car, but the hard tyres won't be fast for that long. So maybe putting on mediums would have been the way to go. I'm not sure what tyres Kyle Scarrett started. I think he was in the top 10. So maybe mediums would have been the way to go for him. But nonetheless, you've got the battle out in front at the moment. Ginger's currently falling back a bit to Casizzle, and he's having to use a bit more of his ERS to stay in that DRS, the all-important DRS, because if you don't have it around here, you will lose a massive amount of time per lap, as Sylvain gets a little bit out of shape on the exit. But Casizzle there deploying some of that ERS, and there's more yellow flags. It's Crin, and he's in the middle of the track, unfortunately for him. So it looks like Casizzle's going to look for a move now, and Simbalix retires. Surely there's going to be a safety car. He's retired on the left-hand side of the track there in the middle sector, as you can see. Not sure how that's happened, but we'll go back on board with the guys in the top 2 as Zach leaves the session also. No safety car still yet, although we've had 2 or 3 DNFs rather. And more yellow flags in the final sector. It's still Crin who's struggling. I believe he might be trying no assists or something, but he's not having a good time at the moment. Currently, as we've got Michelizi and Sunset still switching places. Really, if you want to watch this battle, it looks like this is a very entertaining one going on here between Michelizi and Sunset. So we'll stay on board with these guys as they maneuver the middle sector, the Ferrari and the Red Bull driver. And Crin just bringing out yellow flags. I believe he was doing the same in Mexico. As Sylvain spun out. The Mercedes driver who took pole position has lost it. So the drivers are really struggling here. And it looks like Ginger may have collected him, because Ginger's also lost positions. So Sylvain down to P7 after taking pole position. It's a horror show for for the drivers on the grid, especially in the middle sector. They really can't keep the cars on the track. And unfortunately for him, it looks like that first win this season will be out of reach, at least for now, as we watch Michelizzi and Sunset continue their battle. Now Casizo's got a 2.2 second gap. So at the moment, it's looking like it could be a very, very easy victory for him, as he's broken that DRS to, or there's nobody behind him who's got DRS essentially. So it'll be difficult now for the other guys to keep up. We'll see what their pace is like as the race goes on. Still 17 laps to go. Michelizzi getting wide on that curb, so these guys will surely swap places again. Both of them managing their ERS very, very well at the moment. So really nothing to put between them, as Sunset lifts a little bit on the top of Eau Rouge. That might be a sign of some tyre wear. Michelizzi probably won't defend too hard. He does go to the middle, but it's going to be an easy move for Sunset. They're not even going to go side by side. But Sunset choosing a very strange line down the braking. It could give Michelizzi a chance downhill into turn, I'm not sure what, turn 5 or turn 7, something like that. But they remain in P5 and P6 with an 8-second gap behind. Aiden currently in P8, and his teammate has boxed for new mediums and is now in P11. It looks like Ginger's getting very, very close to the man in P2. It looks like he might have got caught up in Sylvan's moment. Oh, and somebody's had a moment of themselves. It's Ginger. Wow. So it looks like the guys are really, really struggling to keep it on the tarmac, as Ginger's also made an error, and that's cost him 3 positions. He's now down into P6. We'll watch Michelizzi and Sunset. It looks like Sunset's got the advantage at the moment. Now pace. He's looking to break that DRS to Michelizzi behind, as the gap out in front now up to 3 seconds. So you've got Sylvan in P11. Ooh, they're going wheel to wheel into the final corner, and Blue Racer wants absolutely none of it, and he lets Sylvan through as Aiden or somebody boxes. Ginger comes into the box, so he's getting rid of those soft tires. He's going to put on mediums. He's going to hope to push as hard as possible and get some type of undercut on these cars up ahead, and hopefully regain some of those positions that he lost after having a moment, as Kryn still struggling in the middle sector. So the Williams, some synchronized swimming there, but we've got a battle on our hands here, as the 2 drivers that were running in the top 3 early on in this race, currently in P9 and P10, that's Sylvan and Ginger, as there's a safety car. So it looks like Kryn is out of this race, and there's a safety car. So we're going to have the field bunch up. Everybody's going to come into the pits, or the soft runners at least, and they're going to put on a new set of the medium tyres and look to go to the end. So Casizo will have some type of trouble, hopefully, in this race at the moment. His gap was beginning to grow over 3.5 seconds, but the pack are going to bunch up. I wonder if anybody will regret pitting. For example, Ginger and Sylvan, it looks it's reading that they've got 0 laps on those mediums. So maybe if they waited a little bit longer for that safety car, it was kind of inevitable with what was going on with Kryn, unfortunately for him. So you've got the top 5 that are about to come into the box. Nobody's going to be trying anything cheeky into this pit entry. As you can see, there's absolutely no space for that. But we'll watch to see. Casizo comes out nicely and is going to maintain his P1, as the AlphaTauris are going to have to stack. And as you can see, this game likes to be take long with things that don't really take that long. As Sunset manages to stay out ahead of Michelizzi. Unfortunately for FRO Robin, he's going to lose places to both of those drivers, as he had to stack behind his teammate. I wonder who else will think to come into the box. Surely Blue Racer would want to put on a new set of mediums. No, he stays out on the hard tires. Aiden comes in for a new set of mediums. Davey putting on the hards, and it looks like Phoenix, his teammate, is going to follow suit and probably put on another set of mediums. I'm not too sure what tires he started this race on. Yeah, it looks like there's mediums coming out for him. and it is a new set of medium tyres. Cal Scout choosing to go around the track and maintain track position rather than coming into the box and setting a new set of medium tyres as Kasizel joins behind the safety car. So as the cars join the pack, I will be just a moment. I'm going to take a quick water break. So it looks like the safety car is going to be on its way back in, hopefully on this lap. It should be. You've got the whole grid here. You can see everybody really weaving to keep those tyres up to temperature. So we've had quite a lot of changes at the moment. So let's get the comments up. This league is trashy. Oh God. So we've had a lot of changes at the moment with quite a lot of driver mistakes. So we'll have a quick look at the position changes. You can see there, FRL Ron has somehow managed to get himself up into P2. I have absolutely no idea. Oh, he's not pit. So interestingly enough, he stayed out on the track. But we're going to watch Kasizel as he's about to initiate this restart. We're going to see what he can do. It looks like Ron might act as a bit of a buffer to the guys behind, because surely he'll have a lot less pace on those medium tyres. So we'll see what he can do. And Kasizel looks like he's gone, and he has gone. He's probably going to pull off into the distance, unless Ron has got something to say about that. There's not too many battles going on behind. You've got Sylvan and Ginger and Robin that are definitely going to be battling for the podium position. It's going to be interesting to see who can do what I smoked everyone in F1 2020. Oh God. And it looks like there's Michelizzi and Sunset are going to continue this race-long battle they've had. It looks like Michelizzi really wants to get past, and it will be important for him to get past and stay in that DRS of the cars up ahead, but he thinks better of using up his ERS on the back straight. And Sylvain and Robin are going to go wheel to wheel, and they collide, and they take out Ginger, and he's out of the race. Oh, that is what we call carnage. Very, very unfortunate. Will there be another safety car after a 3-car collision? So it looked like somebody got out of shape on the inside, and your comms are class. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you, I appreciate it. Somebody's got out of shape on the inside, and then after that it was what we call carnage. And unfortunately, it's led to Ginger being out of this race after what was a very good qualifying. Unfortunately, it didn't last, but Michelizzi and Sunset still going wheel to wheel, and they're giving each other just about enough space. This is great racing from the two drivers. It looks like Michelizzi really is the driver that guys like to race against. I can say that for myself, and he manages to get up into P4 and pass the Ferrari driver. Hopefully he can get a move on as soon as possible and see if he can get on the back of Jero. He wouldn't want them to get away in the DRS, as Cal Scarra has also spun. Has he lost his wing? Hopefully not for his sake, and he has. So unless there's a virtual safety car. So now would be a good time for him to pit, and he doesn't. It might have been a bit too late, but I don't think it was. I think he's made a massive error there. FRO1. He definitely should have boxed for a new set of tires under this virtual safety car. I wonder if anybody will come into the pits. Kyle Scout and Sylvain looks like they both got damage, and Sylvain getting out of shape on the inside. So virtual safety car, but Casizzle just really breezing away out in front. He's not having a hard day whatsoever. It looks like nobody's really got the pace this weekend to match him in the race or the consistency, it seems. Personally, I'd like to be out there myself, but I don't mind being the commentator for what has been a fairly chaotic race here in Belgium. Quite a lot of incident and cars swapping in the pit lane at the moment. You've got 3 cars in the box putting on the medium tires. It looks like this is really the best battle. This is going to be the battle for the podium. So obviously Ron is going to have to pit eventually, and then behind that you've got Jero Striff in the AlphaTauri, Michelizzi, Sunset, Aiden, all covered by about 2 seconds. Hopefully for Aiden's sake he can get into this DRS train and really hang on, because if he doesn't get a DRS he will have a very, very massive problem finding his way onto the podium after what was a good qualifying. Obviously starting in P4, the Mercedes driver, with his teammate Sylvain, who was on pole position, down in P12. It's been a horrible race for him. Still, we haven't even hit half distance yet, but Casizzle out in front, absolutely dominant at the moment with a 2.7 second lead. Ron still yet to pit, and you've got the 4-car convoy here of Jero Striff, Michelizzi, Sunset and Aiden that we are going to ride on board with. Well, Aiden has yet to join this convoy at the moment, but if Ron can do him a favor and really hold these guys up, he will be with them very, very shortly. Yeah, it looks like Ron is struggling at the moment, and Jero Striff getting a little bit out of shape on the exit, and that might offer Michelizzi a little bit of hope going up Eau Rouge and onto Radion. And it looks like this is going to be the move here for Jero Striff, fairly easily done. And now really he wants to rocket off into the distance, whilst Michelizzi and Sunset are stuck behind, because like I said, you break that DRS, you're in for a good one. It's just like both McLarens absolutely blast past the Williams driver. Wow, that looked like an absolute mug in there for P7 and P8. It looks like the Williams driver currently struggling on those hard tires, and I wonder if he's going to come back at them. No, he thinks better of it down into the downhill braking zone. And you've got guys taking a very interesting line there. I wonder if that actually gains you time or not. We'll wait and see. But Michelizzi now will want to get past as soon as possible. If he's behind by the end of this middle sector, he may well find himself out of the DRS of Jero Striff, who's currently in P2. You've got Sunset watching onto this behind. We're going to ride on board with Sunset and see whether Michelizzi can make his way past down into the bus stop chicane. And you can see Michelizzi using a bit more of his ERS. I wonder if he's going to send it up the inside Personally, I would have been a little bit tempted there, but this is most definitely the smarter move, because now he will get DRS on the back straight, and that could actually help him charge up towards Geroldshift, who could potentially be a sitting duck to Michelizzi, who's going to have a double slipstream. It depends on what type of exit Ron can get from this first chicane. He does get a fairly good exit, but Michelizzi a better one. And we've got Sunset who's dropping behind slightly, but Michelizzi at the moment is the aggressor. He really will want to make the place, as you've got cars switching places towards the back of the grid. But we're going to stay on board with the Red Bull driver. Michelizzi looks like it's going to be an easy move, and somehow Ron did not get DRS from Gero, which is very, very interesting. Sunset now will want to get a move on himself, because now it's got two cars out in front. It looks like Ron's tyres aren't falling off completely, as you'd probably expect after lap 11 here. And you've got Jerome behind Blue Racer. It looks like that's the battle for P9. You've got Zach 4 seconds behind in P10. Unfortunately, he's ghosted. I wonder if he's still in this session or not. This is a very, very strange game, so I wouldn't be surprised as there's yellow flags, and it looks like it's Sunset. Oh no. Oh, it's heartbreak for Sunset. He was really in the fight for the podium, but as has been the theme today, drivers really not being able to keep their car on the tarmac. So it's P7 now for Sunset, and he's probably about 7 seconds behind where he was. So he's lost a lot of time. So it looks like the battle now is going to be for P2. Aiden still 1.6 seconds behind, as Blue Racer looks like he's also gone off the track in the middle sector. Like I said, cars are really enjoying the gravel rather than the tarmac, interestingly enough. But we'll stay on board here with Michelizzi, as it looks like this is going to be the main battle for the remaining 10 laps, as Kasizzle starts the 12th lap of this race with a 2.8 second gap, and he's absolutely cruising out in front with 86% ERS. Also, if these guys are smart, they could actually pull their way closer using the DRS, but it looks like Kasizzle's just got too much pace in that middle sector. And we've got a very, very good battle going on between P7 and P9, so we'll also keep an eye on that, as Michelizzi will probably use his DRS to just stay in shooting distance of Gero in the AlphaTauri. It doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make a move at this point yet, but if he can set it up nicely, he will be at some point in this race, as we watch the McLaren and the Alpine bomb down the back straight, and it looks like no positions will be switched there. So we stay on board with this. Gero getting a little bit out of shape on the entry there. Yeah, and there you go, because he's pulled out about half a second in that middle sector. Really, the only thing that can stop him is himself, as he gets a 3-second time penalty. You can call that commentator's curse or what. Rom is still managing to stay with these guys, interestingly enough. And when I think about the strategy, these guys will have to take these tyres about 14 laps. He will be on new mediums now. The pit lanes, I think the pit lane's a bit too long around here to really do much. But Ron, I keep saying Ron's still in a very good position at the moment. He's not completely falling away from those guys in the top 3, fortunately enough for him. So it's been a fairly good drive from the Alpine driver after starting, I believe, P19, so dead last. So great strategy for him at the moment. He is really paying off. We've got a little battle going on here between Davey and Jerome. It looks like Sunset's got too much pace for these guys, as he's pulling off on those medium tyres. The hard tyres really not the compound to be on at any point, I believe, in this game. They are just very, very slow. They don't produce much time whatsoever. Although they are very, very durable, they just have no pace at all, especially around a track like Spa, where you need a lot of cornering grip in that middle sector. I don't ever see the point in being on those hard tyres. It gets a little bit wide. See, when you go wide like that at the top of Radion, sometimes you feel the need to over push it, or maybe try to turn in a bit more aggressively to the right. But if you do that, you can easily unsettle the rear, and you will end up in the barrier. So smart driving there from Jerome. He gains the position back from Davey. He's now up into P8, as Blue Racer and Zach, I don't believe, are in the session. I think Blue Racer might be in the session, but no Zach. So we'll go back to the battle for P2, settling down a little bit here on lap 14. Like I said, it looks like they're just trying to find a rhythm, find some consistency, as Jerome getting very out of shape. And this could actually present an opportunity for Michelizzi. And we've got McLaren and is that Davey, and he looks like he might have reset to track as well. The McLaren of Davey spinning out. It's not been the first, and it most certainly won't be the last time in this race that a driver finds themselves off the circuit. I wonder if Michelizi sniffs an opportunity here to go at Jerome. I don't think probably the better place to be at this point is behind, because you just really benefit from that DRS. You can save as much DRS as possible, and it doesn't seem like they'll be catching Casizo anytime soon, so patience is the virtue here in Belgium. 7 laps to go now. It looks like Michelizi has got a slight advantage. It looks like he's a bit more comfortable at this point in the race as well. Gerald really struggling on the rears, as you can see. Traction not looking like the greatest commodity for the AlphaTauri driver at the moment. As Aiden also getting very, very close to a run finally now. And it's like he might even get the move done well before the corner. And Michelizi's going to get past Gero as well for P2, and he actually comes off the power there just before the corner to make sure of no mishaps. So that's Michelizi up into P2. The yellow flag to this Casizo. He spun. So the championship leader has spun, and has he got damage? Yes, he's got damage. Listen, you can call this commentator's curse if you want. I don't know what you want to call it, but I did say it looks like the only man that can stop Casizo is himself, and it looks like on this day in history, he has in fact stopped himself. He's got damage. He will have to come into the pits, and it doesn't look like he will be winning this race after he's dominated from start to finish. Currently Michelizi now leading the Belgian Grand Prix, so suddenly this battle has a lot more importance, as they're currently going to fight it out for the race victory with 7 laps to go here. And who's going to win, I couldn't tell you. Aiden also having a very, very good chance, who had a great qualifying, and he's managed to pull it back after what was a horrible start. He's up into P3 after the mistake from Casizo, and he's about to be overtaken by Phoenix, and he is overtaken by Phoenix. So Casizo's going to drop down like a stone now with that massive wing damage. He's going to have to come into the box, and the pit will probably take him out of the points. It's been a horrible mid part of the race for the Aston Martin driver. Unfortunately, what was a sizzling first 15 laps is not going to be a sizzling end for Casizo himself. He's coming into the box, and he's going to put on a new set of medium tyres, and he's going to go to the end, but it's not going to be the race win that was expected for the Aston Martin driver, but instead it could be a race win for the man himself, Michelizi, in the Red Bull. Now really the pressure's ramped up a lot. Is he going to be able to hang on to what could be his first victory of the season, or will it be Gero or Aiden, who you can see is really catching these guys at a rate of knots at the moment to take their first victories of the season? You'll have to wait and see. Casizo coming out in P11 on the softs. Man, I feel like I just have commentators curse all about me. Who's that spun out? And that's Davey. That's Davey in the McLaren who spun out. And hopefully for him, he's not got damaged. He will probably drop out the top 10 because Casizo's on the soft tyres. I wonder if there could be a safety car. Looks like somebody else is off. It's Cal Scarrett. And Aiden has got into this DRS. Wow. So guys, we really do have a race on our hands here. Let me just make sure that yeah, Ron hasn't pitted. I was thinking he's still going around. Has he pitted? I don't think he has. We have a very, very massive battle on our hands here, and I'm going to have the pleasure of presenting to you the last 6 laps of this Grand Prix, and I genuinely have no idea who's going to win. This most probably will go all the way down to the last lap. As Aiden is pushing now, he can really see those 25 points. Only a few tenths up the road, currently held by Michelizi now, who's going to be under massive pressure. Trust me, I know what it feels like being gifted a lead of a race, and now you really have to take advantage of it, because that is all you can do. And Gero is also going to want to apply as much pressure as possible to Michelizi to make this as hard as possible. But you can see Aiden absolutely pushing now, using that ERS to pressurize the front two. Really, who's going to crack here? That is the question. It's about who is going to crack first with 5 laps to go. And it looks like Aiden's struggling a little bit on the rear. He goes off the track slightly, manages to get away without getting a penalty. May have got a warning, as Casizo easily taking places down in P10 on the soft tyres. And there's yellow flags, and it's an Alpine, and Jeroen is out of the race. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a safety car. There's a safety car, a very, very late safety car. Now the question is, what are the leaders going to do? Are they going to pit for the new soft tyres, or are they going to stay out in front and keep the track position? I think if you're the leader, Michelizzi, you have to stay out. But then behind that, if you see that Michelizzi stays out, surely you have to jump in the box for a new set of soft tyres. And suddenly Casizzle could be in for a great result here still. Can he find his way back onto the podium? Ron, who's been hanging it out, somehow hanging on to the leaders, currently in P4, he's going to come into the box and he's going to really not lose as much time. I wonder if he can stay ahead of the blue racer currently in P7. If he can do that, he's got a massive, massive chance of winning this race. So surely the leaders will have to follow suit. Michelizzi jumps into the box. Jero goes round. Aiden pits. Ron pits. Surely Phoenix will come into the box also. So Jero is thinking about track position. He's going to have to defend for his life. So it's looking like Michelizzi could be in with a great opportunity to win this race. Pitting for the soft tyres, most definitely the best choice to make there. Aiden also going on for the softs. As Jero almost goes past the safety car there. What's he doing? Not sure what he's doing there. But you can see everybody's coming to the box. Where's Casizzle? Will he gain any positions currently? Because if he can, he could still well get a very, very good result in this race. And it looks like he's going to come out just ahead of Blue Racer in P8. So suddenly things are not looking too horrible for the Aston Martin driver. I wonder what he can do. But now it's going to be some aggressive racing going on here, because Jero knows that to win this race, he's going to have to defend for his life out in front. Probably we might have about 3 laps to go once the safety car's in. I anticipate the safety car will go around one more lap and then it will be in on lap 20. So we may not even get any DRS. I hope we don't get any DRS, because I'm sure that will bring absolutely amazing racing as guys are picking up penalties a bit further back. And we're going to have a look at some of the information here. So you've got Phoenix, who's made 3 stops somehow in P5. There's been 2 safety cars in this race, and rightly so for him. He's managed to salvage his race. What could have been a very, very down race. He was on the hard tyres at one point. Now he finds himself up into P5 on the softs. Ron, who started dead last, is now P4 and on a brand new set of soft tyres. He really showed some very, very good pace on those mediums. So I wonder what his pace is going to look like on the soft tyres. And then you've got Michelizzi and Sunset, who are having a very, very good battle for most of this race. Sunset finding himself now P6 on the softs. I wonder what he can do. Really, guys, what you have to do is just throw absolutely everything at it. You can't hold back. It's going to be a 2-lap sprint. We've seen this in league racing really all over the world, because we've seen how it can end. But how is it going to end today in FRL? We're going to find out very, very shortly. I have to say, guys, it's a shame that there's only 3 people watching this race, because personally I'm very, very excited as to what is going to happen here. I'm not too sure who is in this watching this at the moment, but if you are watching and you're part of the league racing community, I think you should share this with your friends, because what may happen in these last 2 laps, it could be extremely chaotic. I anticipate it will be extremely chaotic, and personally I wouldn't want to miss it myself. So let's make sure we are strapped in for what is going to be a very hectic 2 laps of flat out racing, what I believe will be no DRS, and that could prove to be very, very costly for Jero, or not costly. He may actually win this race, because it's only going to be 2 laps and they won't get any DRS. I don't believe they'll come across the line on lap 20. They'll start lap 21. There may just be DRS on the last lap. So interesting. Very interesting races to come. Everybody on the track, on the softs, except the leader. Obviously, Zach is ghosted. I'm not too sure if he's actually in the lobby or not, because he is ghosted. I believe he might be disconnected. Yeah, he's disconnected. So everybody on the softs, except for Jero, You heard the scenario I painted. The leader was Michelizi, and if he stayed out, then everybody else would have to box. Michelizi took the incentive to come into the pits, and Gerald fought otherwise. So it's going to be a massive battle for him now to keep the podium. Probably should have pit, but this does spice up what we have got going on here now. Him actually staying out on the grid, or on the track rather. On those old medium tires, you can see 11 laps old compared to everybody's brand new softs, except of course for Kazizel, who was dominating this race but spun out of the lead on, I believe, lap 16 or lap 17, and relinquished that to Michelizi. He dropped down, Kazizel dropped down to about P11 or so, but he's been revived by this safety car, and you saw that on the top of your screen, safety car in this lap. So we're going to watch the AlphaTauri, and we're going to watch the Red Bull, and we're going to watch the Mercedes, and we're going to see what's going to happen in the final 3 laps of the Belgian Grand Prix here. It's been a very, very fascinating race, a lot of mistakes. How many more mistakes will we have? Is somebody going to take the incentive and take the charge to the AlphaTauri driver out in front? Can somebody take their first victory in the season, or will Kazizel somehow manage to get through the pack and win this race with only 3 laps of racing to go? We're going to watch as Jerome's going to slow the pack, and he's gone. You can see how much more grip Michelizi's got. He's right on him. So this move may be done even before the turn 4 rather. Sorry, that just didn't want to come out. As Blue Racer gets past Zach, what are they going to do? Are they going to use the ERS aggressively? It looks like Michelizi's doing exactly that. He wants to clear Gero as soon as possible and clear out in front. And it looks like that might just happen, as Aiden's going to watch closely on behind. Will follow on board from Aiden, and Gero goes to the left. Michelizi goes to the inside. Surely he's going to make the move stick. Gero's very late on the brakes, but he's going to go wide, and that gives Michelizi the lead. And Aiden surely is going to want to get past as soon as possible so that Michelizi doesn't clear off. Is he going to send the move up the inside? No, it looks like he's too far back, as Kazizel gets another time penalty, unfortunately for him. So that's 6 seconds. So he's going to be, it's going to be hard for him to get a very, very good result here today. As we've got positions being swapped at the back of the grid. We've got McLaren going side by side with FRO Robin, and it looks like he's got through himself because he's all still behind Blue Racer at the moment. But really, it looks like this is the biggest battle. Michelizi's about to clear off into the lead and potentially take his first victory of the season with 2 laps to go. And Kazizel's getting past Sunset. Sunset spun out. I wonder if they made contact there. Kazizel, the championship, and he's slowing down. Yeah, I believe there was contact there, and Kazizel's slowing down. Oh, it's heartbreak for Sunset. Sunset was in a great position to get some points, but it's not going to happen. Aiden and Gero now fighting for P2. Michelizi's got a 1.4 second gap out in front. This is Hamilton-esque. He's clearing out in front. Sebastian Vettel in his prime. Is Aiden going to go for the move around the outside? Yes, he is. Is he going to make it stick though? Oh, they're going to go to it. It's a brilliant move from the Mercedes driver. Gero just can't hold on. Those medium tyres are not up to standard right now, and he's going to lose another position, maybe even before turn 1. He's going to look for the switchback. He's going to be deep on the brakes, run up into P3. Gero is now off the sugar. Oh, he's spun and he's out of the race. Sorry about that. Gero is out of this race. He spun. I don't believe there was anybody that made contact with him. And you can see now we've had 8 DNFs, a massive amount of DNFs in this race today. Unfortunately for Gero, him not choosing to pit for the soft tyres has been costly, and he is out of this race. He's going to score absolutely 0 points. Unfortunately for him, he tried, he threw the dice, he rolled the dice and went for the gamble to stay on the mediums. It didn't work out. He lost 3 positions in the first lap, and unfortunately for him, he made a mistake coming out of turn 1. He's out of this race. But we've got Aiden, who's absolutely flying. Michelizi's really feeling the pressure at the moment. He's currently struggling for pace, or Aiden is just absolutely rapid. This is going to be the battle for the lead on the last lap. There's going to be DRS for Aiden as long as he cannot make any mistakes. Can Michelizi keep it on the tarmac? Hopefully for his sake he can. It's going to go all the way down to the wire here in Belgium, as there's yellow flags, and it's a McLaren of Phoenix who spun out in the middle sector. There will be no safety cars, no virtual safety cars. This is straight to the flag, and who can be the most consistent, who can be the fastest all the way to the end. You can see the ERS usage for both drivers. We won't disclose it just in case any are watching, but he's very, very late on the brakes. It's Aiden, the Mercedes driver. Surely he's not going to win this race after what was an absolutely horrible start. He's got out of shape on the exit, and he's not going to get DRS either. That might just give Mikulicki the breathing space he needed. As you can see, guys, setting fastest laps from back to front or front to back, whichever one you want. Surely this isn't going to be enough. The gap 6 tenths at the moment. They're going to have to absolutely use up all of that ERS and power all the way down the back straight. And Mikulicki may come under pressure right at the end here. You can see they're both absolutely using all of their ERS. Absolutely all of it. Mikulicki's going to be derating soon. Is he going to go for the move up the inside? And he sends it up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, they make contact. Oh, Mikulicki's round. They made contact. Mikulicki's round. And Aiden, the move didn't work out. Unfortunately for him, that's going to be a massive, massive penalty. Mikulicki's going to be absolutely fuming. He's dropping like a stone now, currently down into P8. It looks like the race win could go to Ron. The man who started in last position, the Alpine driver, surely not. I think it will be, because either way, if Aiden finishes this race, he is going to get a penalty. So it looks like it could be Ron that's going to take the first, or his first race victory of the season. But he's going to look to do it on the track. Is he going to get it around the outside? Yes, he does. Oh, what's the move there from the Alpine driver? He's taken the lead, but he's got a little bit out of shape on the curb. And looks like the Mercedes driver's going to come back at him, but no, he thinks better of it. Oh no, it's heartbreak for the Red Bull. Mikulicki. Aiden sent it up the inside. He sent it with conviction, but it was way too much. It was a move that was never going to come off, and unfortunately for him, on the track it's going to be P2, but there's going to be massive discussions to happen after this race. I'm sure guys will not be happy. Is he going to look to send it as Ron goes defensive? But Ron is going to take the victory here in Belgium. An absolutely incredible race. The man who started in last position takes 25 points in Belgium, and it's a Mercedes 2-3. It probably won't finish that way. The McLaren not even. Penalties are coming through now. Kyle Scarrett somehow manages to get P4, and it's heartbreak for Mikulicki. He's not going to take anything more than P5. There probably will be penalties. He might get more than that, but on the track, oh, it's disaster for the Red Bull. But what an incredible race we had today. Absolutely action-packed with mistakes, battling, crashes. You've seen it all here today, and Ron deservedly gets driver of the day. Absolutely amazing drive from FRL Ron. You can't get any better than that. Last to first challenge in a very competitive league. Well done to the Alpine driver, and he's going to take the top step. I'm sure he'll be very happy wherever he is in the world at what was an incredible drive. Of course, you got a little bit of fortune with the incident at the end there, but trust me, these things are part of racing. It happens, and he duly took advantage of that. Well done to him for the 25 points. The chat in FRO is definitely going to be... Oh man, I'm just going to open it now because I'm probably going to get my popcorn out. Oh man. Thanks for ruining my win. Oh man. But you see there, brilliant victory for Ron. It was Aiden, unfortunately, who came together with Mikulicki and just took the win from the grasp with his hands. Mikulicki done all he needed to do to defend that position. Aiden went for the move, and it didn't pay off, unfortunately. So Aiden, if there's any reports, he most likely won't be keeping that P2. But at the moment, you've got Mercedes 2-3. Kyle Scarrett, after stopping 3 times in this race, manages to get P4. Good drive for him, very consistent, manages to not pick up any penalties, I believe. Mikulicki, as we spoke about, unfortunately for him, is P5. For Mikulicki, Davey P6, Sunset P7 after coming together with Kasizel. Also unfortunate for him, he could have found his way up into the top 4. Robin, Blue Racer, and Zach, who I don't believe was actually connected, ran out the top 10. He's still going to get a point, I believe. And then we had so many DNFs in this race. I can't believe it. Oh man, my heart is breaking for you, Mikulicki. My heart is absolutely breaking for you, honestly. That was, oh man, I feel so bad, because if that was me right now, I probably would have broken my headset, broken my controller, broken absolutely everything to do with the game. But yeah, wow. So a great race here today, very action-packed. Maybe not the best in regards to when I say quality, I mean guys keeping the car on the track, but still some very quick drivers in this division. Hopefully they can clean up on a few things next week, just some consistency, and we'll have some absolutely amazing races like this one today. I don't think I've commentated on a race with so much, actually no, I have before, but definitely for this league, or in this league, that's the most interesting race I've commentated on. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and hopefully you join us again next week. I'm not too sure what track we'll be at. I'll check that right now before I leave you. The next race is China, so China always bringing up good racing, and you've got USA after that. So hopefully you guys can join us next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. If it's anything like that, then you most definitely don't want to miss out. Obviously the championship leader not finishing after he really shot himself in the foot throughout the race. It would have been an easy victory for him, but a few mistakes unfortunately put Michelizi in what was the best position to win the race, and that was absolutely snatched from his grasp on the last lap by Aiden, and then FRO Ron managing to clean up all the mess that was left in front of him to take his first victory of the season in the Alpine and give him and Alpine 25 points onto their tally. So join us next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Until then, have a great day wherever you are, and from myself, Low Key, peace.